But you got through it.
Yeah, I got through it, and he just, but at the time I was ready to hang it up. I just said,
Really?
hey,
So you're thinking, what?
retirement.
Are you are you 31 at the time? 30?
Yeah, 31.
31 years old.
Yeah.
I can barely walk. I just missed making the Olympic team in the marathon, and I've had a pretty darn good career. I've got a silver medal. I've got American record hold for 10,000 meters.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good stuff. So you were thinking, gosh, what do I do next?
Yeah, I really prayed about that. I said I'm completely happy what God has done with my life, and
had a great career.
Just what you mentioned, the medal and the American record, multiple national titles, and if you want me to stop, I'm completely okay with it. But I know how my training was going before the trials. Things were going really well. I ran my best times in the 10K and on the road and 7 mile in July and August. I said, I know the talent is there and the hard work that I put in, but if you wanted to call it a day, be fine. But if you want me to come back from this and help me do great things in your name, help me, and I will dedicate myself to be able to get healthy, and you show me the way.
So what was the sign? When did you feel like, okay, it's my calling to still be running?
I said I'm gonna do my part, and I just said, hey, my wife and I prayed about it because she saw me in such a pain. It's just like, this is not the way to make a living, or this is not the way we want to see you. You got, I have Sarah, my daughter, and one on the way that's going to be born in 08 of March. So he says, hey, we want you healthy and moving in. But I said, hey, okay. I prayed about it, and he just that confidence within yourself, that God tells you that, this is going to be okay. You've been here before. Injuries are part of the game. I always said that myself. And, but I'm going to try to get healthy and see what happens.
And you go to the trials for 10,000, and 13th, I think, something like that, which obviously isn't up to your standards. But you only had, what, 2 months maybe to train?
Yeah, a little less than 2 months. May 8th or 9th when I started, and July 4th was the trials. But it's just, I won the trials, 10K in 2000. I won it in 2004. I said, in preparation for them, like, I could finish third here and just make it,
Make the team and then get healthy.
Yeah, I would just make the team and pick in August. And it's not even about defending the medal that I had in the marathon. Now the marathon's out of the question. And but, things happen. I finished 13th. And, unfortunately, Sue Larson passed away a couple of days before my race. So it was just, once I can make that top 3, everything just went down the hill. And,
right.
But I always say run to win means do the best that I can, and I tried.
So when you don't make the Olympic team, we don't make the Olympic team, and you're thinking, but you're starting to get healthy again after the 10,000. You're starting to get healthy again, and you're take us through the process from not making the team to starting to gear up for New York.
Not making the team was obviously disappointing, and at least if you look at it as a coaching standpoint or an athlete standpoint, from the first back-to-back trials, you should be able to finish maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. It shouldn't be finished 13th.
Right.
If you are 100% healthy.
Sure.
But my workouts didn't kick in to where we want them to be at the high level, and my wife just said, you know what, because I was mentally and physically been training for this since last July, 07, and even after the injury, I didn't just sit down. I was doing a lot of cross training and trying to get healthy and be ready. She just said, hey, why don't you go to Italy to take a mental break and physically break, go visit your teacher who was, I still keep in touch, and one of my classmates. And I said, sounds a good idea, but she was going to buy the ticket. I said, no, don't do it, because I know I'm fit. I just need to go compete. And I went to Falmouth and ran a PR there for 7 miles and 32:09 for 7 mile. And, and then I went to Brussels just to say, hey, I think I could break 27:13, which is the American record that I have, or under 27 minutes. But things didn't go the way planned. I ran 27:47, I believe, because
which is still pretty good.
Pretty good, but Canadian Sabekala was trying to go for the world record, so the pacing was all over the place.
Right.
And, came back and, I guess 08. And then 08 was just rehab year again, because it's not my head, but my body was overcompensating for such a long time when the injury happened, I was getting out of balance
Sure.
a lot. So it took a long time to. '08 was a more of a
Recovery
year.
Try to get your body back.
Right, and first race was that I felt like good performance for me was the national half marathon U.S. championship in Houston in January. I ran a PR there by 3 seconds.
What'd you run there?
1:01:25.
Okay, and I know then when you went to San Jose, you were hoping to go maybe under Ryan's 59:43 and break the American record for half marathon.
Yeah, the San Jose, my last race for New York I was in great shape, and we were hoping to run, an hour or faster or close to Ryan's record, and but the pacing didn't work out the way we planned, and I ran 101 flat, which was solo effort after 2.5, 3 miles. So
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I was pleased with that, well,
that had to give you a lot of confidence going into New York, and at the same time, people have short memories. You took a silver medal in '04, but this is '09, and people are going, okay, yeah, we got Ryan Hall here, we got Robert Chariot, he's won Boston 4 times, we got a lot of guys in New York, and you're, to a certain degree, it's sort of a positive, because there's probably not a lot of media demands going into race day. You can sort of stay a little under the radar.
But it kind of reminded me of what happened in 2002 when first time Haile and Paul Turgot, and they forgot about Khalid Konucci.
Yes.
And he showed them, came back with a world record. With a world record performance. So yes, I was under the radar, but Ryan, we trained together. He knows what I was doing, so he was aware. He said, "You're gonna have a good one, and I'm gonna have a good one." We warm up together. He said, "Hey, I feel like we're gonna have a good one, both of us today."
How hard is it to, you guys are buddies, you train together, but on race day, there's one person who's going to walk away with the big prize.
Yeah, but at the same time, we always say we want to see the best out of ourselves.
Right.
I mean, obviously Ryan finished 4th, and his time didn't indicate what his fitness was, but it was a tough day. It was a windy day, but you compete, and you're not gonna run it solo by 26.2 miles, but you just try to do the best out of yourself, and share the pace, and we're willing to help, and the last man may go for his own rights at mile 20 or later on, but up to 20 you should be able to encourage each other, help each other. It's just good to have your countryman next to you to be able to say, hey, you get that positive energy versus like Alan Culpepper always says, when Meb is in the race, I always get the best out of myself. It just helps to have that kind of
push each other.
Yeah, and it's just psychologically that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Versus all by yourself.
Well, and the reality is the best guy's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's fit and whoever's stronger, and you have to get lucky sometimes. Also, and I got unlucky many times. Food poisoning, lost my bag, and
I mean, New York's been a mixed bag for you. You've done well there. I mean, you've been top 3 there a number of times.
Second in 2004, and third in 2005, and 20th in 2006 due to food poisoning. And in the trials was hip fracture. I was 8th, but to 15. But New York is where I started also. But I always dreamed of winning in 2002, and I thought I was gonna be able to do that day, but there's a marathon wall.
You found out about, huh?
Found out really quick. So to be able to live through that, and so close yet so far, 2nd place and 3rd place, everybody care about is who gets to the tape, and to actually do it this year, wearing that USA jersey was a huge accomplishment for me, for U.S. distance running, my family, and the rest of the running community.